Alright, so this is just the Blackboard video that I'm wanting to create for you guys, and I have it set up for student mode so that I see what you guys see. So this is the home page, so when you first log into Blackboard, this is what you will see. It's going to have your most recent announcements that your teacher sends you, anything that's past due, anything that's upcoming, any alerts, all that good stuff. Then you'll have the Getting Started page. The Getting Started page, you're going to have reading assignments, basically. So you have the Student Handbook, Mary Black School Nursing Handbook, University Library, all these things. And once you have done the Getting Started page, once you've read everything, you can go to your acknowledgement page. And I have it set up, so you're going to click on your acknowledgement, and it's going to tell you, oh, I've already done it. Basically, it says that by submitting true, then you are stating that you have read the all of the Getting Started page. You are required to do that by January 22nd, which is the Monday after class. We then have our Blackboard and our syllabus acknowledgement. It basically says the same thing. The Blackboard and the syllabus acknowledgement are both due before the start of the first class because guess what? There's a quiz. So let me show you what the Blackboard one looks like since you couldn't see the other one. So by submitting true, you are attesting to the fact that you've watched the Blackboard video in its entirety as well as reading through the Blackboard materials. So just hit true, hit save and submit, and then hit OK. And it is submitted, and I will see a little green check mark or 0. Do not freak out that it's going to give you a 0. It's not worth any points, but it has to be done. Then you have an ATI acknowledgement, and the ATI acknowledgement is basically the same thing, that you understand the ATI policy. If you have any questions, let me know on Friday. It's due by January 22nd. Then there's information about myself and Miss Poindexter. My office hours are 11 to 2 and on Monday, and Friday 1 to 3. Miss Poindexter, her office hours are Monday 1 to 4 and Friday 1 to 3. There's our phone number, our email, the best way to get in touch with us, and a little information about us. And then Miss Lanier and Miss Shue are both adjuncts, and I talked about them in the syllabus. Then we have course documents. We have 4 folders under course documents. We have ATI, grade calculator, the syllabus information, and test review. So under ATI, there's a lot of information under ATI. This is an example focused review, so this is what I want exactly when you submit your focused review to me. That it's the first attempt. I want your individual performance profile. I want your topics to review, highlighted and numbered. Then I want your handwritten focused review just like this. So airway management, tracheostomy suctioning. A tracheostomy is a sterile surgical excision. You have 3 critical points. Please submit just like this. Now this one only goes out to like 6 or so, I think. Or no, 4. Because, you know, Miss Camp didn't want to do an entire focused review. But this is how you do a focused review. You also need to submit via Blackboard. It's all to be submitted via Blackboard in one document. A screenshot of the time that you spent in ATI And on your practice one, I also want that you made 85% or better, so I want a screenshot of that as well. And those instructions are in your assignments. This is your participation packet. The participation packet is due on May 4th. It's going to be your ticket to get into the final exam. So please look at your participation packet and see what is expected. We strongly encourage you to do this throughout the semester. However, you're busy and you might not be able to. So you have till May 4th to get it done. If you wait till the very end to get it done, it's going to take you forever. So please manage your time wisely. And then there's a sample packet in there too. And it basically breaks down what grade you would get for turning this in and turning that in. So this person decided to not turn in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. And because of the 5 things not turned in, and then they got syllabus and Blackboard quiz, these are their grades, and that's how much they're worth. So they got a 4 out of 5, basically, which turns to an 80% participation grade. This is the class code. If you download and read the instructions, it will tell you how to upload the class code to the product code, and then you'll just see what I've created on ATI as a class. And I'm going to show you guys that on Friday. And then this is just information that I've already emailed everybody, but I also have it here for when I open. You can look at it again, and it's just about the payment for this semester. We then have a grade calculator. So this is a link that will actually take you to a grade calculator. It looks like this, and you enter your grades in and what you think you can make, and it spits a grade out at you. And then your sample grade tracker looks like this. And it's just a sample of what you can do and what grade can be made. So people who fail the first test and do not do so great on the next test, they can still pass this class. It's not impossible, it's just, difficult. But it doesn't mean it can't happen. But you can see what kind of grades need to be gotten for a grade of C. And here, this is going to be your syllabus, Blackboard information, your calendar. So when I'm done with this video, this is where I'll be posting it. There's also a 44-minute video on the syllabus. I tried to make that as short as possible, but, I did the best I could. Your calendar is right here. It has been changed, so please make sure you look at it. And then your syllabus and your clinical addendum are right here. And then we're having a test review. If you have any test review questions or any burning questions, we ask you to complete this form, download it, and send it to us so that we have 24 hours to formulate a response. We don't just automatically come up with answers sometimes. We want the answer to be good. And then our Socrative class code is right there. This, for any Socrative activities that we do inside and outside of class, this is the code that you need. Your race model cards, you can download those right there. They look like this. You can bring it to the test if you want, but just this, nothing written on it. RACE is an acronym for recognizing, asking, critically analyzing, and eliminating. And I will go over it more in depth on Friday because we are going to have a race lecture. Excuse me. And then the prioritization delegation lecture is right there. So that's under course documents. Weekly course guides. Right now I just have concepts 1, 2, and 3 up because that's what your first test is going to be on. There's introductory activities that you need to read about. So please make sure you read this before class Friday. And then there's learning activities. And again, I have the PowerPoint there. And what you need to do. If you look in the back of your syllabus, you will see what each concept is. So concept 1 is basically foundations of med-surg. It's information about health education, health promotion. There's chronic illness, the end of life discussion. All of these things are concepts 1, included in concept 1. Then concepts 2 and 3 are your perioperative and your pain information. So right now we don't have too much in the way of perioperative pain. There are PowerPoints there, but Ms. Poindexter will be updating them shortly. So they might not be there long or an updated version. That's basically test 1 information right there. Your assignments. You have an OR paper. The OR paper that you need to submit is right there. There's 5 questions to answer. There's a rubric in the OR paper. So if you click on OR paper, it should pull up, yep, View Rubric. So you can click View Rubric and see what you will get points for. How about that? So by following the rubric, you should be able to make 100. It needs to be APA formatted. It should be between 1 and 2 pages long. It needs to have a reference page, a title page. The title page is not included in the page count. All those good things. The OR paper is due within a week after your OR experience. So it's due separately at different times for everybody. On your paper, when you download your paper, you'll see that, oh, this isn't the right one. Oh, it is the right one. There is a date due and a date turned in. So when you go to OR, you add +7 to that date, and that's the date that is due, and then the date that you turn it in. All right there. Put it right there. Then your database, and we're going to go over the database in much more detail on clinical orientation. Then your ATI packet. I just put an assignment link right here. It needs to be submitted via paper right before the final. It's just there to help you remember. Your focus review, practice, and proctor need to go here. I gave directions to submit a handwritten focused review of your practice ATI. The focused review is a minimum of 1 hour. Please see the example that is provided under course documents. Submit your individual performance profile of your first attempt, your focused review time, and your attempt that was successful in an 85%. This is due by 1:30 p.m. on April 20th. Please submit as one document. Instructions right there. And then for your proctored one, the proctored focused review is to be submitted here. The proctored focused review is to be handwritten. A screenshot of your time is also to be submitted. Level 0 needs 4, Level 1 needs 3, Level 2 needs 2, and Level 3 needs 1 hour of focused review time. Please submit all as one document. So directions, instructions for you. So that's all your assignments. Then we have our discussion board. If you have any questions, general questions go under general questions. If they are personal, please do not post them on the discussion board. Please email me. Then I have the tests all broken down into each one. So if you have a question about test 1, this is where you'll do it. Test 2, test 3, 5. And then your comprehensive final. If you have any questions about that, this is where it'll go. Now, under groups, I've made smart groups. Oh, why isn't there pulling up? Oh, because it's Amber Ellison user. So under your Blackboard, you should have a group. It's not under mine because I'm Miss Ellison user and I don't have that under my group. I have Miss Ellison, so it's on this page. But under your group, you're going to have a group discussion board, send email, group homepage. So if you just want to email your clinical group, you find your group, which you should automatically be enrolled in, and you can select all and email them. For discussion boards, we're going to be doing 2 throughout the semester. The dates are on the calendar. You're going to go to group discussion board. And I'm going to have a form already created. And we're going to be talking about fluid and electrolytes in the first one. And that's where it's going to be. And then you're just going to click it, that forum, and you're going to create a thread and discuss in it. So you're going to do an initial post and then a cross post. And there'll be more information about the discussion board towards when the first one is due. Go back to my student view so that I don't mess you guys up. Alright. Tests. There shouldn't be anything there yet because I'm not ready to show that to you yet. Then we have resources. Resources are very, very important for you guys. So there is a tab here about how to study and succeed in the course. Please read that information. It's very, 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 very important. You need that information. Then there is Blackboard online learning support. So if you click here and you're having any issues with Blackboard, there is information there about how to get help. Then we have time management study skills. I have 3 things here that you can download. Please, please, please pay attention to this. Time management is so important in nursing school. It's difficult. I have a difficult time managing. I totally think I can get more done than I can. And that is why I'm here at 7 o'clock at night making this video for you guys. So, download this and you make a calendar, read all the information that's in there, and if you still are having questions, you're still struggling, you need to come. You need to come talk to me or Ms. Poindexter in the beginning. Do not wait. We cannot help you if you wait towards the end. It has to be in the beginning. There is test-taking strategy folder. There's a PDF about test-taking strategies. There's a PDF about prioritization delegation. There's a PowerPoint that Dr. Blevins created. There's delegation requirements. There is a link to a YouTube video that is specifically aimed at nursing students for test-taking strategies. There is a link to the educationplanner.org about learning style. Please pay attention to this. It's not here just to take up space. Then there are ABG practice problems. So when we get to ABGs, there are practice problems that you can do if you are struggling. drug calculation practice that you can do. There's information about fluid and electrolytes. So when we get to fluid and electrolytes, that's kind of important. I might put more stuff there. I don't know. You can never have too much stuff about fluid and electrolytes. There's nutritional information. There's pharmacology information. How about that? Commonly used medicines, Lovenox injections. We might add more as the semester progresses. We find all sorts of new information. Here's an APA cheat sheet that Miss Poindexter placed to help students who might be struggling with APA. So please look at that before you, submit something that's supposed to be in APA format. There's a lot of interesting nursing articles, and as the semester goes on, we add to it. This one is from 2013, but there's a lot of good information in there about practices that are not evidence-based that you will see nurses do. One of them is putting patients in Trendelenburg, I believe. That's really not evidence-based, but people do it. Or maybe this one doesn't have that in there. I don't see that one. But there is information about oxygen in patients with COPD. I'm sure you have learned about this nice little thing called hypoxic drive. And I'm sure you've been told already that giving them oxygen will wipe out their hypoxic drive. Well, that is just not true, and we will talk more about it when we get to COPD. So, there's a do not use list, important lab values, all those things. So check out your resources. They're there for a reason. So if my student username was in a group, it would be right here. So your group should be right here. If it's not right here, let me know so I can figure it out. Then we have our clinical materials. And I will be going over all of this stuff during clinical orientation. There is an INT skills lab. Please download this and read this before clinical orientation. I'm going to try to get you guys checked off for IV insertions, depending on supplies. But I need you to look at this over, look at the steps that you need to take before I can check you off. But we will discuss more about that in clinical. So this page will be well gotten over in clinical orientation, so don't worry about it too terribly much right now. Then there's tools, so this is where you go to find your grades and email people. The ones that you should really be concerned about are your grades and email. I probably should just hide the rest of that. And then your drug calculation practice. So if you want more practice, there's some practice stuff there. And there's also practice stuff on ATI. How about that? You have to do some drug calculation ATI stuff. So. And then there's a help tab. So if you need any help, you can get the information here. All right, so I hope you found this tutorial helpful. You need to watch it before class Friday so that, you have some idea of what's going on. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.